It's magic.
How'd that make you feel?
Here. So starting already, we have what the
I know, I hate YouTube.
we have these leading lines coming straight forward over here.
Oh.
Everything is pointing towards this middle part.
Yeah, but you see
right?
like both halves. There's like two halves and they're going from one half to the other half.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So 1 second. There's also
Giving a child
the
his
same
a lot
scene,
of
just opposite.
what?
Looks like it was the same scene, like the camera just turned around.
Yeah.
freedom. Felt good. You have been at this for...
Wow, that's very, very well done.
This is a beautiful shot.
You see, it's like
the
dark.
composition, everything's on both sides evened out. We have 3 planets on both sides, windows. Inside we have
It's literally the exact same thing on both sides.
everything
even
is
the doors.
orange, and the outside is blue. The teal, we have the orange on the inside. She is in blue while our character is in orange. See, so
Yeah.
her character, she's in a good place, right? Well, she's in orange. She's in a good place, but she's introducing.
12 years.
Yeah. I don't want to do too much of spoilers, but
No, let's continue. This is good. Wow.
So
Yeah, that's like the perfect.
Why are you doing it? Because God's children are not for sale.
Angel
It is the
Studio.
fastest growing international crime network that the world has ever seen.
Yeah, again, you see
For
them moving.
Homeland Security, you know we can't go off rescuing Honduran kids in Colombia.
This job tears you to pieces.
We have a lot of leading lines here. See that? This is
Yeah.
what I'm talking about. We're all pointing at him.
Wow.
And this is my one chance to put those pieces back together.
And yet somehow you have failed to bring me one real-world lead.
It's over, Tim. Close up and come back
It's like
home.
you see a lot of like symmetry on both sides and a lot of emptiness on both sides, and it's just like the character is like straight in the middle. Like it's very, very obvious and clear what you're supposed to look at. But
Yeah.
like,
So
Yeah.
you quit your
I'm sorry.
job.
like it's either
Front to
you're
come back
looking at
here.
one person or you're looking at two people that are separated.
Yeah.
Like
So this is what I
this-
wanted to say about I was saying earlier about how you have the use of the orange and teal.
Mm-hmm.
So you have it, but it's at a low, what's the word? It's not a low saturation. It is low saturation, but there is more saturation happening in other parts of the scene. But it's not the exposure that's low. It's no, it is
The
exposure.
hue? I don't know.
The amount of light, the white or black, going into the colors.
You see, there's a
Like
lamp on both sides.
This guy,
too, bro.
this guy is in blue. You can see that, but it's very dark.
Yeah.
Also, our background is also blue, but very dark.
Dude, look, there's 2 lamps, there's 3 windows, there's 4 chairs.
So, okay, so the way the lighting is working is our what did you say?
There's 2 lamps, 3 windows, and 4 chairs. And a plant and a staircase.
We have squares, a bunch of squares. We have here another square. We have things like that, right? So those are shapes that we're using.
Yeah.
Also, the way the lighting is working is we have the weight of this light and the weight. This is evening out the weight of. They're both evening out the weight of each other, and we notice that this light is off.
Exactly. It's like, dude, no, it's like there's a very big scene with a lot going on, but there's the focus, everything's boring. So our mind just shuts off the boring stuff. And there's very clear focus on just a single, very, like the person. And there's also a a background like that's very far away and a very close foreground. And it's just it's the focus. I don't know. It's very, very clear what the focus is going on. And the reason why that's important is because I don't know why that's important, but it sounded like.
I was wondering where you were going with that.
The video, there's either boring sides, boring symmetrical sides, boring dark symmetrical
I don't think this
sides.
is boring at all, actually. I think this is super interesting.
The
this whole
sides.
setup.
I'm saying like when your brain sees the whole scene and completely discounts either the sides and focuses on the middle, or it focuses on both sides and the middle is like a passing point where they pass through.
Yeah.
Or the scene like where we saw with the guy hugging that kid, where the scene's completely split in half, where one half is dark and like uncolorful, and the other side is more colorful and light. Like even his face was brighter.
But you also want to look at the amount of shadow that they use in like throughout the film here. Like look how much shadow is happening.
Yeah.
Just in this frame.
Exactly. The entire
a good amount of it is in shadow. He's almost completely in shadow.
Yeah, it's very
from here all the way down, he's shadow. Only towards the top do you see him being lit.
It's like very dark and scared and lonely.
Yeah.
And come back home.
So you quit your job and you go and rescue those kids.
Wait, can you go back for a second? Look at that photo.
Sorry?
Look at that photo. Look at that photo. The photograph on their table. That's literally a desaturated photo.
Yes.
Like the background is totally black.
Everything about this image is desaturated.
Well, exactly, but the outside is much more saturated.
You're saying out here?
Yeah, like there's colors, but their background is totally. I mean, it looks like there should be colors, but there's no colors. And then the picture of the clothes they're wearing is much more colored.
Yeah, but also notice that all the colors that they're wearing is
Like muted.
Muted, but also like there's blue. They're all wearing blues and oranges, and like they're all wearing different versions of orange and teal, basically.
Yeah.
The hair is all white, blonde. Yeah.
And you go and rescue those kids.
Yeah. You see like everything's like in the middle or on two sides. It's very like symmetrical.
Yeah, very.
It's very square. There's some things that are
look at
round.
the amount of
some
leading
things that are
lines going
square.
on, and he's all in orange. You see that? He's all in orange. He's fading into the background a bunch. You have a little bit of blue with him, but it's like a super dark, like the teal is like super dark.
Yeah.
You mainly see him fading in orange with the background.
Exactly.
You got all these leading lines coming towards him.
Wow.
Yeah, this is beautiful.
It's like, yeah.
Sorry?
It's like, you know, when they fade in with the background, it's very black and dark and scary and lonely. And when there's more saturation, and more color, it's more like happy and safe and like equalized.
Exactly.
South of that river is all rebel territory. No one goes in. What if this was your daughter? So.
Oh, see, like this is an example that I was saying. Here, look at him. Ooh. Oh, one second. I just wanted to cut right beforehand. Look at the color of his skin.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of orange and blue.
Yeah.
And now he hasn't embraced his kid yet, right?
Yeah. And then the second scene is much more saturated.
Now look how much more color he has in him.
Wow.
There's much more saturation, much more, the orange and teal's popping much more.
Wow, it's like
See
much
that?
more equalized as opposed to dark and like lonely and like dark and bad.
So you have but even on the kid, he hasn't yet embraced his dad.
Exactly.
You have that orange and teal as soon as he's back in arms with his dad, everything comes more. It
Yeah.
pops.
Wow. That's amazing how they just, within 1 second, the exact same scene.
Yeah, literally the exact same scene. Within seconds, the amount of saturation, the way that's what I'm saying. The way they use the color in the movie, the way they use the lighting and everything, it just has been great storytelling. That's what I'm saying. Like,
amazing.
even without, like, obviously you need the actual storyline to, like, have the story, but the way that they're using the imagery, the lighting, and everything, phenomenal.
Wow. Yeah, that was very, very good. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Here, let's continue.
Okay.
She's calling.
Look how much he's popping from.
Yeah.
Look how much he's popping. This
Yeah.
has to be like one of the This has to be by the end of the movie.
Yeah.
This has to be. Look how much. Look how he pops out of the background.
Versus exactly like contrast that to the scene before, where
Yeah, like here, look. Where are we?
contrast that to the scene before where he was literally completely blended in.
Yeah.
Where
So-
here he's orange and the background is blue. Before he was orange and the background was the same exact orange.
Yeah, where we had before, where there's this him running in the background. So, but you get the point. Like, look how he's popping out of the image. Earlier, he was literally flattened with the thing. Okay, so let's
Yeah.
continue.
Hear that? That's the sound of freedom.
Sound of Freedom is one of those films that can legitimately change this world. So we want to ignite a fire in audiences and open their eyes to the dark reality of millions of children that need our help. Let's make this film a historic event and the start, the end of
Oh, that's the scene that I was talking about earlier, where the father just drove away with the van, and then he is still left in that shadow spot where it's like, I still have to go back and go get the other kid.
I see. So, everything kind of looks like it seems like the outer world is like more colored, but inside of him,
Yeah, you got that orange. You got the orange happening and the blue, but for him, he turns around and he's back into the shadow, into the dark place.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's literally amazing.
yeah,
It's something so cool that you need like a real professional for to like plan out every single scene with the colors specifically.
yeah. This is incredible. But yeah, let's continue a little bit.
and the start, the end of child trafficking. Theaters across this country are already selling out. Pre-order your tickets today, and you can send the message that God's children are no longer for sale.
Yeah, like the background lights are blue and his shirt the background lights are orange and his shirt is blue. You saw that? Go back for a second. Where he was talking.
God's
Yeah,
children.
like pause it. Like the
You got the
background is
lines going
orange
on?
behind it. Yeah, and the orange and his shirt's blue.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're popping the hell out of him now.
That's literally so amazing. Are his
Yeah.
eyes blue too?
Yeah, it looks like it. But then again, I'm popping also a little bit. I got that blue, that orange-ish look. I can make it even more orange-ish.
I'm just white.
So
Here's some orange.
now I can't see anything because I was just looking at the light. But there you go.